Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this week's Hedge Plus Q&A. As always, 5 questions from our current clients, and this week we have 1 question from a prospect. So if you're ready, we'll get going.
I'm ready.
All right, first question. Do you anticipate the next USDA report to come with another cut to corn ending stocks, and will that push the spot price past $5?
They didn't have a cut this last time. They left it at 1.54 billion bushels. So, I think the big report will be on the 31st of March, quarterly stocks. A report along with the planted acres for next year will be the big report. I don't think fundamentals have anything to do with spot corn price right now. I think it has a lot to do with the funds pushing futures and farmer selling. Farmer selling seems to be drying up right now because guys have made a lot of sales recently, but yet funds are still pushing things higher. So yeah, I think we get there.
Yeah, I just commented this morning. This reminds me of October, November, when every time we get to 450, we'd stop there. Farmers were selling. They were waiting for that 450, and same things happen here again at $5. Yeah, that's good because once that period of selling is over, if the conditions are right, we finally had the impetus to push past 5. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Is there any market participant that is strong enough to stop the funds from pushing a market?
Yeah, farmers. You just talked about it. $4.50, $5. Both times farmer selling stopped the funds from pushing prices higher. Commercials are way bigger players in the marketplace than funds. However, if commercials can buy at a profit, they don't care where prices go up or down as long as they're making profit. They like to make more profit, but if they're making profit, they'll let the funds play. If it gets to the point where they're not making money on their product, then they will maybe push the market down a little bit. But farmers have the greatest influence on your selling patterns.
Yeah, thank goodness. All right, what are your early impressions of the new USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins?
It's too early for me to make a definitive comment. I don't know enough about where we're going to go with the USDA. I would assume we're going to be leaner, meaner, and cleaner. So hopefully good. But it's too early to talk about.
Yeah, I think you're right about it. This could be leaner. That's part of all governments getting cut down. She's saying the right things. She's talking about the ones that she was talking about yesterday, I guess in some conference. The primary topic she was talking about was they're going to try and do something to stop China from buying U.S. farmland.
Right. That
would be huge. Yeah, that'd be great.
And the other thing we have to remember, she's an appointee for Trump.
Yeah.
Trump loves farmers. That's a big thing.
Yeah. Basically, they think we have pretty favorable expectations. Don't expect to, anything earth-shattering, but it shouldn't be bad.
Nope.
I agree. All right. This question is from a farmer. Says, I have corn I'm paying storage on. Should I sell it even though it takes me higher than the 70% we're sold on old crop?
I hate storage. We do everything we can to avoid storage. It's just, in my opinion, throw money away. What's the difference between a long futures position and holding on to cash crop? Nothing except basis. That's the only difference, okay? There's no other difference. So if you're going to pay 24 cents for storing it commercially, sell it and buy it futures. There's no difference except the fluctuations in basis. And those are pretty standard from on seasonal trend basis. We know when to lock in the best potential basis. I just think farmers should never store corn. They should buy it back unless basis is just absolutely terrible at harvest, and waiting 2 months will more than cover the cost of storage. That's the only time I see it beneficial. So to answer your question, yes, sell it. And if you want to stay long, buy back futures. It's the same as having it at the commercial storage area.
Okay. All right, and then this final question this week from a prospect. He says that his elevator only offers HTA or basic contracts when it seems to benefit them and not the producer. Is there any way to beat them at this game?
First of all, thank you for that question. I have so many people that I've met over the last 30 years in farming that love their local elevator guy because, we went to high school together. He gives me good advice on the market. He's not going to rip me off. The reality is the elevator wants to get your grain as cheap as possible. So, of course, they're only going to offer contracts when it benefits them. They work off a margin. Cargill will call them up or our end user and say, hey, we need 100,000 bushels of corn. Can you buy it for us? And the elevator guy will call you up and say, hey, we can give you this price. And that's the price he got from Cargill. And when they get that 100,000 bushels in, Cargill gives them 5 cents a bushel. That's how they operate. Okay, they're not going to give you contracts that benefit you. It doesn't behoove them. Okay, so the commercials dominate what the elevators give you. The elevators make margin, and of course, they're only going to do contracts that benefit Cargill. With that said, yeah, there's things you can do, but it's like being penny wise and pound foolish. Basis doesn't fluctuate all that much, okay? We can get you a good basis by making cash sales. So we can use the basis contracts when it's beneficial. It's really hard to make up a basis contract because it's so small, okay? So little. On the HTA contracts, we make recommendations based off the futures and when prices are good and when they're above the average cash fund price. That's how you combat what the elevator is offering you. If the elevator is not offering you an HTA contract, we most likely will recommend a cash sale. If there's a basis that's 15 cents too wide, can we try to capture that 15 cents with a hedge strategy? Sure. But you're going after 15 cents. I don't usually recommend that.
All right, great. All right, well, great questions this week. Thanks to everyone for those submissions. In the video, you will see the email to send us any questions you might have. If there's one that you want to hear maybe next week, we'd be happy to take that from you. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Have a good week.